We're alone. We may be utterly alone in the universe. Life, as we know it, is not just rare. It might be a cosmic accident. The conditions that allowed Earth to flourish could be so precise, so fragile, that they may never happen again. From the balance of atmosphere to the distance from the sun, everything lined up in a way that is astronomically unlikely. In this view, there are no civilizations out there waiting to be discovered, no starfaring species, no signals in the void, just silence. If this is true, the universe is not teeming with life. It is indifferent, vast, and empty. Our existence is not a step toward contact, but the full story. The stars are not homes to others, but unreachable fires. This idea is both terrifying and humbling. Terrifying because we may never find company. Humbling because it means we are the only voice in the dark. The Great Filter. The Great Filter suggests that intelligent life always hits a wall. Somewhere between the birth of a planet and the rise of a galaxy-spanning civilization, there is a step that almost no one survives. Maybe it's the leap from single cells to complex organisms. Maybe it's mastering technology without destroying yourself in the process. Civilizations may burn bright, but burn out just as quickly, through war, environmental collapse, or inventions they cannot control. If the filter is behind us, humanity is extraordinary, one of the few to make it this far. If it lies ahead, our future is fragile, and our end may already be written. This theory doesn't ask whether aliens exist. It asks why they've gone silent. The answer may be simple: they all reached the same invisible barrier and vanished. And someday, if we're not careful, we may join them. The Zoo Hypothesis. The Zoo Hypothesis imagines that aliens are already out there, but they choose to remain hidden. To them, Earth is not a place for contact, but for observation. Just as humans watch animals in a reserve without revealing their presence, advanced civilizations may be watching us, waiting, studying, or protecting us from knowledge we aren't ready for. The silence of the cosmos, then, isn't emptiness, it's restraint. Every star could hide a watcher, every unexplained signal a test. Perhaps they've drawn a boundary around us, a galactic quarantine, where interference is forbidden until we evolve further. To us, the universe looks empty. To them, it's full of rules. If this is true, we are not lost in the dark. We are in a cage, watched, measured, and left to grow. The question is not whether aliens exist, but whether they will ever decide to open the gate. The Simulation Theory. The simulation theory suggests that aliens don't exist, not because the universe is empty, but because the universe itself isn't real. In this view, reality is a vast simulation, like an unimaginably complex program running on some higher dimensional computer. Everything we see, the stars, the galaxies, even ourselves, is part of a coded construct. Just as a video game doesn't contain real, living characters beyond its code, our cosmos might not contain real, living aliens beyond its script. The silence of the sky, the perfect balance of physics, the strange coincidences of life, all of it could be evidence of design, not chance. If that's true, the reason we haven't met extraterrestrial beings is simple. They were never programmed into the simulation. We're not explorers in a vast galaxy, we're players in a game, following the rules of a world someone else built, unaware of the hand behind the screen. The Dark Forest. The dark forest theory paints the universe as a place of danger, not silence. Imagine a forest at night, every creature hiding, listening, aware that to reveal itself is to risk being hunted. In this view, civilizations stay quiet, not because they don't exist, but because speaking out is fatal. To announce your presence is to expose yourself to someone stronger, someone who may see you as a threat. So they hide, they wait, they erase their signals, blending into the cosmic shadows. The silence we hear isn't empty space, it's fear. If this is true, the stars are not peaceful. They are filled with watchers, cautious and armed, each one aware that survival depends on staying invisible. And if humanity ever shouts too loudly into the void, the echo may not be friendly. It may be the sound of something much bigger, finally turning to look at us. Ancient Visitors. The Ancient Visitors theory suggests aliens have already been here long before modern history began. Traces of their presence may linger in myths, monuments, and mysteries we still struggle to explain. The pyramids, the Nazca lines, the sudden leaps in ancient knowledge, some believe these are fingerprints of contact, evidence that humanity was guided, nudged, or even engineered. In this view, we are not alone in our past. Our stories of gods descending from the heavens may have been distorted memories of real encounters wrapped in symbolism as centuries passed. If true, aliens are not distant strangers, but silent architects of civilization itself. Perhaps they left, satisfied with their work, or perhaps they still watch, hidden in the flow of time, waiting for us to discover the truth. The past, then, is not just history. It may be a coded message, written by hands not entirely human. Already among us. The already among us theory claims we don't need to look to the stars for aliens, because they're already here, not in flying saucers or obvious forms, but hidden in plain sight. They could be living quietly, disguised as humans, or existing in ways we can't detect. Shapeshifters, interdimensional beings, or minds embedded within our own technology. Some suggest they walk among us as observers, blending seamlessly into crowds, never drawing attention. Others imagine them as parasites or symbionts, influencing human behavior from the shadows. If this is true, then first contact has already happened. We just don't recognize it. The stranger next to you, the figure in a dream, the glitch in your memory, any of them could be more than they appear. This theory doesn't ask if aliens exist. It asks whether we've ever truly been alone, or if our species has always had silent company at its side. Time travelers. The time travelers theory suggests aliens aren't visitors from another world. They're visitors from our own future. In this view, humanity evolves, adapts, and changes over millennia, becoming something so different we wouldn't even recognize ourselves. Perhaps they've mastered time travel, stepping backward to study their own origins, just as archaeologists dig into ancient ruins. Their strange appearances, large heads, fragile bodies, immense eyes, might not be alien at all, but the physical form of future humans adapted to new conditions. If that's true, every sighting, every encounter isn't first contact, it's déjà vu. They aren't explorers from the stars, but caretakers of their own history, trying to understand how they began. The mystery of aliens, then, isn't about another species. It's about us, what we could become, and how our descendants may one day walk unnoticed among the very people who gave them life. Higher dimensional beings. The higher dimensional beings theory suggests aliens do exist, but not in the way we imagine. They're not limited to the 3 dimensions we inhabit. They could move through space and time the way we move through air and water, slipping between layers of reality invisible to our senses. Just as a 2-dimensional creature could never truly understand a 3-dimensional object passing through its world, we may be blind to the presence of beings who live on planes beyond our perception. Their ships, their signals, even their forms might be all around us, folded into higher dimensions we can't reach. To them, our universe may be a flat surface, a shadow they can observe without entering. If this is true, the reason we haven't found them isn't because they're far away. It's because they're already here, existing just beyond the edge of what our minds and instruments can see. Artificial civilizations. What if the aliens we're searching for aren't even biological anymore? The theory of artificial civilizations suggests that advanced species eventually shed their organic bodies and upload their minds into machines. They become vast, self-replicating networks of intelligence, roaming the stars not as flesh and blood, but as code and energy. Such entities wouldn't need planets, air, or water. They'd live in data streams, asteroid-sized processors, or even the quantum fabric of space itself. To them, our entire galaxy might just be a server rack waiting to be tapped. This could explain the silence. They're not sending radio signals or building megastructures we'd recognize. They've transcended biology, time, and maybe even physical space. In our hunt for little green men, we might be missing the real aliens, cold, immortal minds flickering across the universe, so advanced they've become indistinguishable from nature itself. Maybe the silence isn't an absence at all, but a reflection of our limits. Every theory says as much about us as it does about the universe. The cosmos is vast, mysterious, and indifferent. Whether we're alone or not, the search itself defines what it means to be human. I'll be making more videos like this soon. Subscribe to see them.